I ain't gonna lie, I like how she's turning out. Threw another coat of primer on this. Went ahead, took the trunk deck off, taped it up. I done taped the side up on it. Got the roof sanded, got the jambs sanded out. Got the front, threw some primer on some bare spots, because everywhere there's bare, you want to put paint, you want to put some primer on it to seal it all in. So I've hit a couple spots here, a couple spots there. So literally, I'm gonna wipe this thing down here in just a minute. We're gonna roll it outside. I'm gonna go ahead and spray the body and get the body painted, and then I can hang those up and do those tomorrow. But the main thing is right now I put the back bumper back on it. I'm gonna get the wing, I'm gonna get the trunk deck painted. I want to get the edges of the wing and the body painted. I'll put probably 3 coats of paint on it. And then tomorrow I'll do the same on that, and I'll paint those at the same, and that way hopefully we don't have no, like if I put the same amount of paint on, I stir it up the same way. Ideally, the doors it shouldn't have no fade to it. It shouldn't be no different shades. So with everything being white and all, so that's the plan. I'll hang those up tomorrow, paint those, but I'm excited. I ain't gonna lie, I'm excited. Out of all the cars I ever painted, this one right here is the one that I like the most, just because you can bust it apart. I wish all cars come with fiberglass doors and front ends and all that. That way you can just bust it apart and paint it like this. But this right here is the way to make stuff easy, to make it look good, and it's a lot easier this way, a lot better. We got her taped up. We're gonna go through and mix up some base real quick and put it in there. Go ahead and spray this thing today right outside the garage right here. We gotta take a second to let y'all know. Look at this. My man Jason coming through again with the paint. Y'all hit up Jason if you need anything. Any paint, body work, custom paint. Jason Allison's Body Shop. He supplied every bit of this for me and Nigel to get this car painted. Look how pretty that color is. Man hit me up and said, hey, he's like, you got your color yet? I saw him thinking about doing that Ford race red. He said, I got pull me over red. I said, man, that color's perfect. Look how that thing looks like blood. That's beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Call me a vampire, I love it. All right, guys, well, I decided to paint it. There's your color it's gonna be. I used a gun I've never used before. I've used this gun right here. Billy bought it for like $5 at Goodwill one day, a little kit. I said, well, heck, I'll try it, because my other gun was acting a little dumb. I come in here and it sprays real heavy. As you can tell, that's just 1 coat of clear right there. 1 coat of clear on it, bam. It sprays heavy. The car turned out pretty good for the most part though, but there's some areas I don't like. Like I like the roof of it. I always spray it heavy anyways, but there's a little dry spot right there. It looks like I might be able to wet sand this out tomorrow. We'll see. The sides of the car turned out looking pretty good. Like it's pretty slick looking for the most part. A little dry spot right there. I don't like it in the door jamb. Cause I couldn't lay it down like I normally do. It don't have the fine mist. This thing, like I said, this thing just sprays out heavy. I noticed my quarters look pretty good where I fixed that little spot right there. I don't see no dents there. Like I said, it's still settling, so I might be happier with it once it settles. But what I am not happy with is this over here. This monstrosity of a run right here I put right here in this quarter. The biggest run I ever have in my life is right there. And I could not see on this corner. You can barely see it right there. I'll be able to wet sand that out, no problem. But when I was outside painting, I couldn't see this quarter panel here. So I laid it on it. So I got a pretty good little spot right here. But it's laying down. It looks like it's laying pretty good. I might need to just come here and take my razor blade, chop it, and get it, because it looks like it's laying. See, you can see right there. I ran it real good right there because I could not see. I'd rather it be runny and not see than dry spotted and be able to see. But as you can tell, it's not looking bad. I'll wet sand and buff it if I'm happy with it. We'll guys. I gotta go through and go down to Nikki's grandma's house this morning and pick up her Jeep, do a heater core, I think. She can't remember what it needs. She thinks it needs a heater core, I think, so she was telling me. She said it's a big job, something to do with the HVAC. So I figure it's probably a heater core, not it's leaking. I only had a vehicle for like 2 or 3 weeks. But they called me last week, so I thought I'd work her in. So like I said, I'm gonna go there and see if Billy's at work. If he ain't, I'm gonna call him and see where he went. He isn't here yet, so I'm gonna call him and see where he's at. Tell him, come on, we gotta go home. So when I untaped this thing, some dirt fell right here, didn't like it. So I re-sand it. Had to run there. Had a spot there. I had a big run right there because this side right here was dark yesterday. I couldn't see good. So it was driving me crazy. So there was a little bit of dry spot in here because I quit early because I said, you know what? I'm gonna let it dry. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna tape the whole car off. Tape the door jambs up now. I'm gonna tape those up because those look good. I'm gonna tape that piece up. I'm gonna respray this lower rocker, the quarter panel of the roof, the trunk deck. But before I do all that, I'm gonna come over here, I'm gonna take these doors, I'm gonna go ahead and jam them out. I'm gonna take the door jams out, I'm gonna take them out there today. I'm gonna paint the insides of these doors, get them painted up, same color as the car. Because what my plan is this time, is I'm gonna lay the plastic on the car. I'm gonna come in there, I ain't worried about this one. This one right here turned out looking pretty decent. I can wet sand buff it. The rocker on this side looks good. So I'm gonna tape it off at the body molding right there. That molding right there. I'm gonna tape it off at this molding here. Not respraying the back bumper. Back bumper looks good. Side moldings down look good. So I'm gonna tape it off from right here. I'm gonna respray the quarter, top of the trunk deck, because there's some dry spot right there. So I hate freaking dry spot. I don't care if it was a run right there. I could get the run out of it. Dry spot you can't get out. There was also a couple of dings up here on the roof. So I'm gonna go ahead and blocking them in. Little low spots. I'm gonna block them in. Get ready. But like this door jamb here, we're just gonna tape it off. And we're gonna tape off that piece. This lower piece, I ain't gonna mess with this side at all. All I'm gonna do is go through and go quarter panel up, roof, trunk deck. But I'm gonna put the doors on it. That way I can go ahead and spray the door at the same time. That way I ain't gotta remove it. So I'm gonna go ahead and get that thing ready, paint the inside of it, repaint the black across the top part of it. Put the doors on it. I'm gonna tape the whole car up with plastic. Then I'm gonna stick the doors on it. Trim out what I need to, tape it up. Rebase cut, re-clear the whole car, and this thing's gonna be slick. We're gonna make sure it's slick. It's gonna be the way I want it to be slick. Like I said, she's gonna look good. I'm ready for it. It'll take a little bit more extra work, but it'll be all right. Like I said, I'm gonna knock that run out of that quarter panel, knock it down. Now worry about it, because we're gonna respray it. Get everything scuffed up real good. Got a little high spot there, but I wanna get everything scuffed up good. That way it bonds real good, wipe it down. We'll be ready to repaint this thing. I also like to tell people, a car is like a woman. Every car is a little bit different on how it likes to be painted. You know, just because it's a Mustang don't mean it likes to be painted like my Mustang, because the back of it's a little different. Not all cars paint the same. So when you paint them, like I said, it's like a woman. You gotta master what that woman likes. And like I said, we just teased this one. We just got our first one out. Our week went out the way. Now it's time to go ahead and put it to it. Highway Patrol boy. Got him sitting there slick. There you go. Got the door fitted up on here. I went ahead and took the door. Go up in here. Unlock it. I went ahead and took the door and I sprayed the whole inside of it black. Around it, which the top of it's supposed to be black anyways. What I'm thinking about doing is coming back in here. I'm gonna paint the car. But I'm thinking about coming in here and taping off this and come right down this little strip here and just paint this little section right here red to match the car to underneath about right here. That way when you open the door, it'll match. You understand? Like it'll have that little bit of red to it and it still had that black factory piece that the Fox bodies have right here, give it more of a steel car look. So I figured, well, I'll put a little tape line there. But what I'm thinking about, what I'm probably going to do is, for now, is I'm going to spray both of them black like this. I'm going to shut the car up, get it ready to paint. Look at this thing. Look at Jake up here being all fancy. Now, y'all don't mind this dirt that John's done put up in this thing right here. Y'all talk about all that sand and dirt. Look at this right here. Look how John does me. Look, comment below, tell John he needs to clean this thing up for me. Because you know I ain't going to clean it. Here at Junkyard today. Do a little parts hunting. Seeing what they got. It's about 9 o'clock in the morning, a little chilly out here. Well, I got a bunch of dang cars though. So right here's a lot tighter in the middle of it than what it normally is. Here you get to look, see what I can find. That's the old 600 Jeep Limited. I need some odds and ends, a few things here, a few things there, a couple different things. You look around for a minute. How many people remember that? Old Mazda Explorer, look at it. Man, that's cool. I ain't gonna lie, look at it. That's pretty cool. Dude here in this last 10's getting mad. The car's letting everybody pull out because of school stuff. I figured he was gonna show out right here. So I went ahead and resprayed this, that way I can get the hood on it. I don't know if you can see it. A couple pieces of dust, but look how sleek that thing looks. No orange peel. That thing right there is gonna wet out good. I was gonna set my front end up on there, but I realized, because I was gonna respray that with the hood, but I realized the hood goes over that piece. So I said, well, heck, I'll go ahead and respray it real quick. I'll go ahead and knock out these two little side pieces on the door like I talked about. I went ahead and painted it because, see, I'm going to take this line off right here, and that's all going to be black. So I went ahead and sprayed that where it would look decent when the doors are open on both sides. And like I said, I'll let this dry right quick, and then I'll take some black and I'll edge it back out, and I'll be able to put my doors on it for good. I come over here and I edge this door jamb out right there. That's all I was wanting, was just that strip, because you know you got your piece of molding that comes up right here. That's black on the outsides of the doors. So on factory, that's kind of how it's painted. And I just knocked it off at the bottom down there, because you ain't gonna be able to see it anyway. I mean, it's one of the things that when you stand here like this, what do you think? That door jamb's gonna look good, looking like that right there, painted down it with that bright red paint sticking out. So to just give it a nice look. I mean, we know it's fiberglass doors, but still want it when it opens the door. I don't want it to be black right there. I want it to be to match the car somewhat, so it looks pretty good when you're getting in and out of it. You get the nice little shiny reflection. As you can see, that clear done pretty good on it too. Done this side the same exact way. Got that painted the same way. So it's gonna turn out good. So now I'm gonna let this stuff dry. It's cold in here, ain't but 39 degrees this morning. So I'm gonna go through and let this dry. Once this dries up real good, I'm gonna clean up my paper, get the doors to shut, and then I can start trimming out the car to get it ready. I gotta get in here and I gotta block these doors real good, and then set the front end up on there. So that way we can go through and we can spray the doors and the hull all together.